Welcome to Center Heist Productions. Please hit the likes and subscribe down below in your right hand corner. Muchly appreciated. Thanks to my subscribers. And please share it with your friends and family as well. And share it with those that you're talking to online. If you happen to come on the channel, don't leave without subscribing and hitting the likes. I'd muchly appreciate it. You'd be helping to grow our channel, which is just over 2 years old. On the 22nd of November, we had our anniversary for the channel. And as we build a credible Habs channel here where we kind of avoid as much rumor of the rumor ville as possible and kind of stick to the factual pulse, reviewing the games, each game, and reviewing, the pulse of the Habs during those games at that moment and what's going on with the Habs. So, with that being said, it is what it said. I'm going to shock you with this one, but I'm going to give you the stats first, and then I'll come up with my thoughts of this game, what transpired here. We were in Montreal, went into New York. I kind of expected a blowout here. We don't seem we got blown up by the Rangers last time. Anyway, final score was 4-3. Very nice, tight game, and we're going to get more into the detail of of how this game went. All right, first period, 2-1 for the Rangers. Second period, another goal added by the Rangers, so you had a 3-1 lead. But the Habs come back in the third, and with 2 goals, and then there was another goal by the Rangers in the dying minutes with a major penalty to the Habs. So they win it 4-3. Very tight game. Jonathan Quick played quite well for the Rangers. This game could have been a totally different game. He was pretty stellar for them. Monty was solid. Kako gets the winning goal. Was pretty quiet most of the game until that winning goal. But anyway, gets the big one. And of course, again, the 3 stars. I do not understand why it's always given to the guy who gets the game winner. Because for me, there can be players who played much better than that. Anyway, they give Kako the first star with a -1 and a goal. And Perinin got the second star with a goal and assist, who I thought he was more solid than Kako. Could have easily been the first star. I even think Zibanejad had a better game than Kako, and he was the third star, goal and assist, and he was a -1. And see, that's where I disagree a little bit. I think there's a couple of there could have easily been a Hab on this list, at least at the 3-star spot, third star. I just think there were different players that were better in this game than, some of the choices here. Scoring summary. Anyway, it starts off with Panarin scoring, Adam Fox assisting, and Zibanejad assisting as well. On the power play, Mike Matheson's first game back, he takes the penalty, and we, for some reason, do not seem to know how to shut down the Rangers' power play. Seems to be one of these teams we just have a hard time defending against. So anyway, they get the 1-0 lead, but at 11:47, Matheson redeems himself and gets a beautiful goal assisted by Gallian Yuri Slavkovsky. There were a bunch of scrambling around the front of the net. The Canadians had substantial pressure on, and Matheson buries it in the slot, and a beautiful shot. 11:47, that goal. So that evens things up, but then Trocheck scores again at 19:56, assisted by Lafreniere and Ryan Lindgren. And then we went into the second period where the Rangers scored again. Mika Zibanejad, assisted by Panarin, Adam Fox on the power play once again. Then we get Cole Caulfield getting a nice beauty, assisted by Nick Suzuki. Beautiful goal there. And Nick Suzuki getting a beautiful pass feed through the front of the net to Suzuki, who scored, assisted by Hudson. A beautiful pass from him. Caulfield dropping it to Hudson. And just a nice 3-way play there. Just gorgeous. So that was at 14:07. So that had us tied up. We were coming back and we were mounting substantial pressure on them, the Rangers. Then at 19:36, after the Habs took a major penalty, Not a great place to put the Rangers on the power play, where we struggle with shutting it down, assisted by Cooley and Zach Jones on the power play. So good, solid game. 28 shots apiece. Hits were 23-22, pretty close in that department for the Rangers. Face-offs 37-29 for the Habs. Power plays. Rangers. Oh, sorry. The face-offs, and I'm looking at the wrong column here. Okay, let's start that again. 28 shots apiece. Hits for 23-22. I was looking at the wrong side here. For the Habs, face-offs, 29-37 for the Rangers. We struggled in that department a bit. Our power play struggled today. I honestly think sometimes they try to look for the perfect play just a little too much and have a hard time. They had a hard time with getting the line too. Um, but I think they just tend to pass. Today they were overpassing it a bit. And then 3 for 6 for the Rangers. They had a pretty damn solid power play against us. Penalty minutes 23-17 for us. Giveaways. Um, it's 12-11 for us, and takeaways was 2 for us, and the Rangers 3. Block shots 18-10 for us. And penalty summary. Trouba got a 5 minute for fighting, and that was beautiful. Anderson fought him, he definitely won the fight, and that was just, you could tell at 1:58, the very beginning of the game, just responding, probably the response that was after, to reply to Trouba for the Barron hit. And then we had Emil Heineman taking a penalty. And then, of course, Mike Matheson, which they gave them a two-man power play where they scored. That was really bad time with the delay of the game at 8:22 for Mike Matheson to delay a game of shooting it over the glass. Just he should have known better, and that cost. But he came back with a goal. 12:52, Kreider gets a 2 minute for holding at 16:31. Trocheck gets 2 minutes for high sticking. In the second period, Carrick gets 2 minutes for unsportsmanlike conduct, and that was a funny one, 2:26, whereas Jack drops to the ice and actually played very smart. He knew the Habs were in it, and to give them a chance. Really showed his intelligence. He easily could have taken up that fight, and chose not to give the Habs a chance to go on the power play and do something. Didn't happen though. Josh Anderson gets a 2 minute penalty for roughing at 16:14. David Savard, 2 minutes for roughing. Arbor Jacki, 2 minutes for roughing at 18:34. Uh, Zabinajad gets 2 minutes for roughing. Lindgren, 2 minutes for roughing. Quick, 2 minutes for roughing. And they gave Juraj Slafkovsky the extra penalty, 2 minutes for roughing. There's 2 2-minute roughings for Slav. He gets the extra penalty, which no one could make sense of why he got the extra penalty out of that deal, giving the Rangers. So officiating was kind of questionable. That should have came out flatly even. Didn't. Anyway, third period, this is where the sad news, I feel so bad for Dach, but not smart at all. When things are going wrong, you can definitely tell they're going wrong. 17:20. We had just come back, tied this thing up, and Kirby takes a high sticking, gets the major for drawing blood. And that's the way this game went. And this game was very interesting when you looked at it overall. Again, just a very, very good, solid game all the way around. Quick was really held the Rangers, and Montreal played well in this game. So this game was very deceiving. I had my concerns that this was going to be the other way, a blowout type of game. Montreal was in this game all the way. They kept fighting and scratching and clawing back. A lot to be proud of. Very proud of Josh Anderson for taking up that fight on behalf to send a message to Trouba on that hit that he gave Barron in the last game. And he definitely came out on top in that fight. he definitely scored the knockdown. Great job. And you know what? I got to say, Anderson had a pretty solid game. He was physical, which I wish more guys would have been in some regards. There are some players that just will not get into the physicality of the game. Alex Newhook, sorry, but that's the facts are the facts. Again, we get Galley always giving it, Evans always giving it, Armia was giving it, and Heineman giving it. They're all defense. The defense didn't play bad tonight. It wasn't it's unfortunate that goalie on that power play kind of went down, stretched out and was sliding because, there was no um, way of getting in between that shot once he went down. I think everybody knows what he was trying to do, but as Larry Robinson says, sometimes once you're better off on your feet in a lot of cases. But anyway, it is what it is. Couldn't put it on him. He tried to. We were short a man and gave it to the Rangers at the very end of the period, the last couple of minutes, and they took advantage of it and put it away. So, with a 4-minute power play, they had plenty of time to do so. So, good, solid game. Kirby had an okay game, but he's still not out of his funk by any stretch. But he didn't. He wasn't horribly bad. His decision to take that penalty was stupid. But that just tells me when you're struggling mentally, I feel bad. There's no sense of rubbing the salt in the wound. I think he knows he was the first one that would have known it was a bad move. Just when it rains, it pours. Slav had an okay game. I still want to see the body, even though they showed fight when they had that scrum. Um, I believe that was the second period. Yeah, yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it was. And anyway, they all stuck together, and that's where they got the extra penalty on Slab, and I don't get it. So, Slab's always good that way. He's always in it, and it's funny to see Jack I take to them because the bigger boy went after Slab, and I think Slab was trying to change the odds of that, and wrong guy ended up on the wrong guy. But yeah, Dach sending Zabinajad. Well, Zabinajad was trying to take Dach out, and Dach just hit him in front in the crease and sent him on top of Quick. And Quick didn't like it. It is what it is. Teams don't like that, but they showed a lot of fight and stood together and fought hard together and stuck up for each other. That was good to see. So in that realm of things, it was good to see them stand together and fight it out as a team. I honestly think they could have pulled off this game. I can't look at this game as a negative for the Habs. This was a big positive. They fought back, and kicked, clawed their way back into us. I honestly think, hadn't they have gotten that major at the end, I think they would have completed the comeback, and I think they would have taken this game because the momentum was totally in their favor. Totally. Just really horrible timing for Doc to take that penalty, and I'm sure he doesn't need to be told where things are raining and pouring on him right now, and it's a shame. He didn't have a bad game until that moment. I still want to, we all still want to see Doc get back to Doc more from him, and same thing. Even though Slav has got some offensive things going, I want to see Slav's grit side, the hitting. Use that frame and move the feet, move the feet, move the feet. He's improving, but I just want to see more of it. As there's moments, I just know he has more to offer. And it's the same thing with Doc. Doc has more. Although Doc has the excuse of the injury, but I don't know how far you can carry that, how long you're going to be able to carry that. If we don't see a change in Doc by trade deadline, we could be in trouble if he doesn't turn this thing around. Because he's not looking like the Doc before the injury. But I mean, overall, this is not a game to get on the Habs for. They played a solid game. I was quite happy with the outcome, even though they lost by a goal. Bad timing on watch the penalties. they easily could have won this game. They were in this game all the way. Good showing, and if they can be respectable like that, there are positives there because they were playing a team that had so much more firepower, as we know. But the kicking and scratches, Cole Caulfield, what can I say about small guy like that? And Hudson, great game, really good game. I like Jack Eye's game. I even liked Barron's game, to tell you the truth. I thought Barron was played a half decently physical game as well. I was quite impressed. I really thought, good. The defense, I didn't have any major complaints on. There was nothing huge other than the penalty Matheson took. And other than that, overall, I see the improvement in Jack Eye's thinking. He was really, that was such a smart thing because he would have taken that fight any other day of the week, but he was trying to give his team a chance. So it's like, I think this thinking the game through, he's really come a long ways showing intelligence. And I think Marty had to love that he was trying to give his team a chance. And I'm sure there'll be plenty of times, when a better timing situation that he doesn't put his team in jeopardy, he'd gladly take that fight. But I'd rather see him be intelligent. So good game overall. Again, too bad we couldn't have taken it out due to a 4-minute major, but it is what it is, and I don't think it's going to do us any good to freak out on Kirby Dach. It is what it is. He's got to come out of this funk. I mean, he is starting to show signs in the face-off circle of coming out of this. The other night he showed good glimpses of his average went up, and let's hope. Let's hope that's what we got to do. So I think it's like kicking a guy when he's down. However, I'm not against sitting a guy either, just to maybe give him a night's break. And I still don't understand why Pizzetta is not getting the odd game. So those are options we have too, but make them earn their way up. And it is what it is. Good, solid fight. Good team fight. It's a game you can't hang your head of. They got to take the positives out of this one, I think. So I think, you'll be shocked because normally I would be be slamming them if it was, because we like to be factual here. If there's we're not going to just puff our team up just for the sake of puffing them up. This channel doesn't run on that. This channel runs on giving you the total pulse of what's really happening with the players. Is there an effort? And the one thing we do got to improve on is the usual. It's just the physicality. Everybody's got to buy in. This was a good effort though tonight. So, but I'd still like to see the physicality improve. But anyway, it is what it is. Good improvement from what we thought it would be. They never quit, so that's a good sign. Then we go into Boston tomorrow, so we'll give you a review on that. And go Habs, go! You've seen it here at Center Heights Productions, and we'll catch you in tomorrow's review. God bless.